Asian families are the wealthiest racial group in America. Not white families, not any other group. Asian families. And within that group, Chinese American families sit at the very top. But you would never know it by looking at them. No flashy cars, no designer clothes, no social media posts about their net worth. Today, we are breaking down exactly why. The habits, the mindset, the rules they follow that most Americans have never even heard of.
Habit number 1. They save first, always, before rent, before bills, before anything else. Chinese American households have one of the highest savings rates of any group in America, consistently saving 20 to 30% of their income. The average American saves less than 5%. That gap, compounded over decades, creates an enormous wealth difference. And here is the key. They do not save what is left over. They save first, then live on the rest. It sounds simple, but almost nobody actually does it. Habit number 2. They treat real estate like a religion. Chinese American families have one of the highest home ownership rates of any immigrant group in America. And they do not stop at one property. They buy their primary home, then they save again, then they buy a rental property, then another. Real estate is generational in Chinese culture. You do not just buy a house to live in, you buy a house to pass down, to generate income, to build a foundation that lasts beyond your lifetime. Habit number 3. Education is the first investment. Chinese American families spend more on education than almost any other group in America, not because they are rich, but because they see education as the highest return investment possible. Asian Americans have the highest median household income of any racial group in America, at over $98,000 per year, compared to the national median of $74,000. That income gap over a lifetime compounds into a massive wealth difference. They do not see a college education as an expense. They see it as the first asset they ever buy. Habit number 4. They never buy to impress anyone. Chinese Americans earn significantly above average incomes, but they drive average cars, live in modest neighborhoods, and wear unremarkable clothes. They have simply disconnected status from spending, and that disconnection, over decades, creates extraordinary wealth, because every dollar not spent on appearances is a dollar growing in an investment account. Habit number 5. The family economy. Chinese American families pool resources. Multiple generations often live together, which dramatically reduces housing costs. Grandparents provide free childcare, saving thousands per year. The average American spends $20,000 per year on childcare alone. A Chinese American family with grandparents helping? Zero. That $20,000 per year difference invested becomes over $1 million in 30 years. The family unit is their greatest wealth-building tool. Habit number 6. Entrepreneurship is expected, not just encouraged, expected. Chinese Americans are one of the most entrepreneurial groups in America. The family restaurant, the laundry, the convenience store. These are not just businesses. They are wealth-building engines passed from parents to children. The mindset is always the same. A job builds a life. A business builds a legacy. Habit number 7. They are obsessed with numbers. Chinese American families track their finances with remarkable precision. Net worth, monthly expenses, investment returns. They know their numbers exactly, not roughly, exactly. You cannot build wealth you do not measure. Studies consistently show that households that track their finances build significantly more wealth than those that do not. They treat personal finance like a business. because it is. Habit number 8. They play the extremely long game. Chinese culture has a concept of thinking in generations, not quarters, not years, generations. They hold investments through crashes without panic selling. They sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term security, consistently, every year for decades. The S&P 500 has never generated a negative return over any 30-year period in history. They knew that long before most Americans figured it out. Habit number 9. They pass financial knowledge down like an inheritance. In Chinese American families, money conversations happen at the dinner table. Children learn about saving, investing, and real estate from the time they are young. They do not wait for school to teach it, because school never does. By the time a Chinese American child turns 18, they often already know more about money than most American adults, and that knowledge compounds just like money does. So there you have it. 9 habits that explain why Chinese families are quietly the wealthiest in America. Save first, real estate as religion, education as investment, never buy to impress, the family economy, entrepreneurship expected, obsess over numbers, play the long game, pass knowledge down. None of these require a high income. None require luck. They just require consistency and a willingness to think differently about money than most people around you. Subscribe, because next week we are breaking down the 10 Japanese money habits that build the same kind of quiet wealth. You do not want to miss it.